Hi guys, this is Piotr from Devs No Code, and today I'll show you how you can add tooltips to your elements in Bubble using our Tippy Tooltip plugin. So let's jump straight into it. In order to be able to use the plugin, you need to first have an element you want to have a tooltip on, and secondly, you need to add the Tippy Tooltip element whenever on the page. It's just a placeholder for the functionality. Then on the button in this case that you want to add the tooltip to, you need to make sure to set up the ID attribute. And the ID attribute, as you might have seen in other tutorials from us, when you go to the settings and you go to general, then at the very bottom of the general settings, you have expose the option to add an ID attribute to HTML elements. This box needs to be checked. Then you will be able to add the ID attribute. All right, back to our work. So when you have this element, the only thing you need to set on the element you want to add the tooltip to is the ID attribute that you need to remember. Then on the Tippy Tooltip element, you need to make sure that this element ID is the same as the ID of the element you want to add the tooltip to. Then you've got a whole load of different options for your tooltip. So you have to set the content. So this is basically what will be shown when the tooltip is activated. You can set the placement. So say it will want it at top start, which will be the top left. You can say if you want to display the arrow or not. By default, it does display the arrow. You can say how long it is and display it. What is the delay of showing the tooltip? There's a whole bunch of options here. You can set one of the animations, say like shift away or shift towards. You can say if it should be happening on click or on focus. You can, by default, it's on hover. And then if you set click, then it will be on click, and focus is for input fields. Then you have this follow cursor. And this is basically an option for the tooltip to follow your cursor, not be anchored to the element. And then you can set the theme for light border, material, on translucent. If you want to look at those options, if you look for Tippy Tooltip on Google, then you can find the homepage of the project. And here you've got some of those options, as in all props, just shown, for example, the themes that are available. If you look here, then you can see there is light border, material, translucent, and you can just have a look at those here. If you find anything here that we don't support yet, but you feel you absolutely need it, let us know, and we'll try to incorporate it in the tooltip in the next version when we deploy. All right, that's all fine and dandy. Let's have a look at the preview to see it in action. All right, let's go to the button. Click it, and here we go, a click tooltip, and it's on top left, not on the top middle. If you wanted to put it in the middle of the top border, we could do, instead of top start, we could do just top. So if we save that, we refresh, then you'll see that the tooltip will change the place. Okay, nice. That's all fine. Then we can add another tooltip that will be done on hover. However, the problem with this tooltip would be that we would have to, apart from setting the content and the ID attribute, we would also have to set all of those things here that we set on the other one so that it looks the same. We generally want to have all the tooltips to look the same on the page when we work on it, just to have the all of the page look the same and behave the same, have the same look and feel. So in order to jump that, to not have to do it one by one on each of those tooltips, you can add one element of type Tippy Tooltip general configuration. And this is an element that has the same stuff that all the general tooltip element has. It doesn't have the content and it doesn't have the ID attribute. And when you set something here, then all those fields that are empty by default will be filled with what is in the general tooltip configuration on the page. So for example, let's say we will do placement by in general, we want to have a placement on the bottom. So let's go and say bottom. Then in the tooltip hover, we don't fill in the placement, so it should go to bottom, do the bottom because it's set by default. Here we'll stay on top, so this will override the general settings. All right, let's have a look if it works. So we expect this to be top and this to be bottom, once we refresh, of course. So click me, goes to the top, hover, goes to the bottom. So this is how you can work with the tooltip, and it's a really powerful thing that you can just set it up once and then just change the content everywhere if you want the tooltips to behave the same on every bubble page you work on. Okay, that's it. Thank you guys, and remember, if you need anything else from the Tippy or you need more functionality on the tooltips, please let us know and we'll try to incorporate in the next version. Thank you guys, bye.